Hey guys, welcome to the Thursday edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. Today, this is kind of like a continuation of my Sunday video where I kind of went over the Record Store Day Black Friday list. Today I'm going to kind of give you, I guess, my kind of overall thoughts on Record Store Day Black Friday. There's a bunch of links down below. Make sure you go check all those out. There's links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for our merch page. There's links for the Spotify and Apple Music weekly playlists that we put together, and also the Patreon page. So make sure you go check all that out. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. So the release of the Record Store Day list, whether it's for Record Store Day in April or Record Store Day Black Friday, always tends to be like a big occasion. There always seems to be a lot of hype about it. We talk about all the different albums that we want on social media and through, of course, YouTube and things like that. And I always try to stay kind of positive. But, it's gotten to the point now where I think, I'm fine with Record Store Day in April. Maybe split it up and do like a June drop like they did for this year. But I think it's really kind of time to end Record Store Day Black Friday. I know there's been a lot of great things that have come out over the years. The Pearl Jam Unplugged is probably one of my favorite RSD releases ever, and that was a RSD Black Friday release. It seems to have more filler on the list than other years previous. And I don't know if the lack of general enthusiasm for this list comes from, whether it be supply chain issues, pressing plant issues, things that maybe were in the works, but had to be pushed off because they just didn't have time to get things pressed. I'm not sure what the big issue is, but to pump out all these picture discs and albums that we already have a bunch of different variants available of. I'll say the Billie Eilish Happier Than Ever album, which I absolutely love. Do we need a one with a foil cover on it? I think that's the thing that, unfortunately, record stores tend to kind of get stuck with a lot of these albums just because they can't really move them. So they buy all these albums, they get stuck with them, then they end up having to discount them to sell them off just to move the stock. And I think that's kind of, Record Store Day is supposed to be a day to celebrate record stores, and then we kind of are hurting them in the, probably even more than we're helping them, with some of these releases. I know a lot of people like to kind of pile on Taylor Swift for putting an album out and then having, 12 or 14 different variants of it. I get that, a lot of people kind of hate going down that path, but Ghost did the same thing with Impera. I want to say there was 18 or 20 different variants of that album, and now we've got a picture disc version of it coming out for Record Store Day. Do we need a picture disc version when it's still, readily available in every other or a lot of those different variants? It's that kind of stuff that, as a record store owner, you're gonna buy some of that for Record Store Day, and then, like I said, you're gonna sit on a good chunk of it. I've gone into record store. I think every record store I ever go to, you walk in, they've got a bin of, all this Record Store Day stuff from the past couple of years that they've got just sitting in a bin, sitting there, where it's, like I said before, it's a Record Store Day is a day to celebrate independent record stores, but with a lot of these releases that they're putting out, it's stuff that they sit on, and then how is that helping? I always try to put a positive spin on things, and it's really hard with Record Store Day Black Friday because it's something that, over the last couple of years, there was tends to be a couple of decent releases, but, by and large, I think a lot of people go out to Record Store Day just because they love music, and, there always tends to be, like I said, that one or two great albums that they want to pick up. Whereas, if you look at like the standard Record Store Day, the April date, it's always a bigger event. There's always, 2 or 3 times the amount of albums being released. There's a lot of record stores that, do a great job with Record Store Day in April and make it into a big event. And, with Record Store Day Black Friday, it always kind of seems like almost like an afterthought. And if we are still having all these delays at pressing plants, do we need 11,000 copies of a picture disc pressed? Probably not. When that the capacity at that record pressing plant can probably be better used. So I think, even though I do, I know there's people out there that love Record Store Day Black Friday, and there are some years where I love going out for Record Store Day Black Friday, but I think this year is one that I'm probably going to sit out for the first time ever. I think I've been to the last 15 record store days or 12 record store days, something like that. But I think I'm going to set this one out just because, I mean, I won't say that. Let me kind of backtrack a little bit. I'm not going to set it out. I'm going to go to the record store, but I'm not going to sit out in line all night like I typically do. Even for Record Store Day Black Friday, I'm there normally, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, sit there for 7 hours and have a good time. I think I'm going to kind of pass on all that this year. And I think a lot of people are too. I think the Record Store Day Black Friday lines have definitely gotten shorter and shorter over the last couple of years. And that's why I'm kind of like, I guess the whole point of this video is I think it's kind of time to put an end to Record Store Day Black Friday and just do the standard April date. And then I like how they did it this year, where they did like the standard April Record Store Day and then a June drop for anything that got pushed back. I think that's a great way to do it. And the Record Store Day Black Friday, you can still do Black Friday releases, or a big Black Friday sale or something like that, to kind of bring in business without having this one specific event. I don't know. That's all I got for you today, guys. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, because obviously, if you watch the whole video, it's my kind of idea on Record Store Day Black Fridays. It's run its course. It's kind of time to end it and kind of combine everything and just do one event over the year, whether it's April or May, and then just do a drop date for anything that's pushed back. I think it's probably the best way kind of moving forward. Build all the excitement for the spring and kind of do that one thing. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. And that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.